In December, I parked this D-160 hydro automatic. It's a 16 horse Kohler. Ran good, had lots of power, no problems, didn't use any oil, didn't smoke, nothing. And in February, I went to start it, wouldn't start. I mean, it turned over and turned over, just great, no problem. I put fuel in it, and starter fluid down the spark plug hole. It was getting fuel. It got air. It was getting spark, plenty of spark. I checked the points, set the points, everything. Never could get it to hit a lick. So I took it to a shop and I said, "Can you get this thing running?" Well, what they did was they took the engine completely apart, down to the last nothing, and told me it was going to cost $3,000, $3,500 to rebuild it. But they said it wasn't really out of taper very much, somewhere around 3,000s, which they make 3,000 rings, but even that wasn't enough to make it. It didn't smoke and didn't have any loss of compression that I could. I mean, ran fine. So now I got an engine that's completely tore apart. So I said, no, I don't want to spend $3,000 on it, or $3,500. So I took it back and ended up paying $275 to have it looked at and torn apart. And so I went down, I drove 400 miles down south of here to Waco, Texas, and I bought a D-200, and I think I paid $2,100 for it, somewhere around there. And I'm going to sell this one. I had to put it on Marketplace for $600. I took my wheels and tires off and my seat off because the seat that was on there didn't give me enough room and didn't work out well. But and those wheels and tires they're not bad, but I wanted my wheels and tires. So I got my wheels and tires on it, and I put my blade on it before I put the dozer blade on it. I painted it. Well, I stripped it down, then I primed it, and then I painted it. But this is the D-200. And these front wheels are 5x12s with cast iron hubs, trailer hubs. I put those on there with tapered bearings. They have tapered bearings, and they fit right over the original hubs and just screw right on there, just like they were meant to. And then I was a 31 by 1050 by 12 rear tires, Interco Interforce tires, and those have a lot of grip. And like I said, is that I thought this was well worth $2,100, and it only didn't have a whole lot of hours. I think 600 or 700. What did it say? Yeah, it had 135 since the rebuild. Somebody restored it back years ago, and then it's just sat in a barn. And that's my box blade. And it has the rear 3-point and the rear PTO. So I was pretty happy with that. Getting that. Anyway, I'm going to help the guy load the other tractor Saturday, and then we'll have a little bit more room in the barn for this. So yeah, it's a 20 horse Kohler 532 K532. I just didn't find a lot wrong with it other than that the seat wasn't working for me, but that seat works good. The PTO rod still needs a little bit of adjustment. It still runs a little bit. So it's in this adjustment here. It needs to go a little bit different. And it's almost there, but we'll get it adjusted. I think that was one of the only things I did with it, is have to adjust that rod. What they did was they cross-threaded this. I had to take this apart and clean up those threads. And then I may have to replace this ground wire. I really don't like where it goes to right down here. And this was too small. I had to cut some out to get this to clamp on tight. It wasn't clamped on tight before. And it wasn't charging as well as it should. Let's see. I took off the Tacmatic off the front. I left the mid-mount Tacmatic on there. I had to put my little keepers on the back for my plow blade. This was a pain in the butt to get the plow underneath of here with this rod, with the handle here. I had to take a chain to the ceiling and raise that wheel up to pull that that frame of that turning spot here underneath the front wheel to get it back. And then I got a strap underneath of it, push it back into the slot it goes to. But that's my like I said, it's in good shape, and I think that's all I'm going to do to it. So it's going to replace the D-160 for driveway duty, and that's all I'm going to really do with it. Not much more. So, the steering column was loose. I could move this whole thing back and forth, and the bolts at the bottom where the steering column hooks to the frame were both real loose, and getting underneath there with a ratchet was a pain to get up there with my fingers and then lean up there, but I got it all tightened up. So like I said, this was well worth what I paid for it, and glad to have it. It's in pretty shiny shape. That's it.